sometimes good, sometimes bad, because you say something that might be smart in front of other people and they go, oh, of course, you went to Harvard. But then if you say one slip up or you say something that might not make sense at the time, they go, come on, man, you went to Harvard, you should know better. So it has its pros and cons, but it's something I look back on and I'm super proud of myself being able to do and accomplish. And the people I met, the experiences I got from it will last me a lifetime. I mean, it was humbling to I have a couple stories, but one of the couple stories I like to tell people about my experience was the first day you get to Harvard, all the kids want to know kind of how you got in. Like, what was your talent? What did you do? So I was eating at the cafeteria, and there was this kid eating by himself. So I just wanted to make new friends, didn't know him, so I went up to him. We started talking, and I said, well, so what's your story? Like, how did you get in? He's like, yeah, well, when I was 16, I worked for NASA, and I did a lot of work for their aerospace engineering program, and because of my research I did for them, they named a small planet after me. And he's like, yeah, so I just put that on the resume, and here I am. And he's like, yeah, so what did you do? And I go, well, I play basketball, I love chess, I love all, but I had nothing to compare. And that was a really big wake-up call for me to realize that I was a big fish where I was before, but now I'm just a small fish in a big pond in this school. And the other story I share sometimes is my roommates. At Harvard, you get random roommates your first year. So I had two guys, and I asked them, how did you do on your SAT? And for people that don't know what your SAT is, it's like a test you got to take to go into American schools, and that test is really important and it's really hard. So I asked them, like, let me guess, you guys got like a perfect score on your SAT? They go like, yeah, you didn't? And then again, that was like a wake-up call for me, like, yeah, these guys are no joke. And one of them ended up being a really good programmer, coder, and then the other guy was on like a world violinist youth team that was in China and then came to the United States, and he played violin for the school. And it just was like really cool to see all these kids that were elite in their own way. No, none of my teammates play, but I play online all the time. When I'm in Wrocław, I looked at some chess clubs to try to play. I went to one as well, but they didn't really speak great English. There was a little bit older adults there, so their English wasn't amazing. So I just decided to play online, but it's something I love to do in my off time. And even when I was at Harvard, it was nice to make new friends outside of the basketball like bubble you're in. It's a good question. I think even Aaron Best is another example as well, who's done really well. Um, I think if I'm being honest, after my season in France, my idea of coming to Poland wasn't really on my mind. It wasn't until really late into the summer I had the opportunity to come here, and now I'm here. But I think a great part about this league is it gives you the opportunity to prove yourself, show you can play at a good level, and start to also move up to even better leagues. So it gives players like myself, Kadre, like you said, Khalif Young, all these opportunities to play well. And then you can see now later Aaron Best is playing in Spain. All these guys have done well for themselves after. So even a guy like Cameron McGusty, who came from France League, came back to Poland, and now he's making a lot of good opportunities for himself. So I don't know if it's anything particular with the Polish league, but it is a great league for players like myself who want to prove themselves and try to keep moving forward in their career. I've been lucky enough to play for 3 years when I was in my youth. I played U16, U17, U19, and I had great experiences there. Right now, it's complicated, I'd say, a bit with me and the national team. Not in any bad ways, just they have their guys that they're looking for. I've had my experiences as well, and we just haven't been seeing eye to eye on some things. So I can't answer that question. I will say what is difficult too for a lot of Canadian players is when they play in these windows, and then when it comes to Olympic teams and stuff, it's tough because you might not get the same opportunity to be on those rosters because, like you said, we have such a talented pool of players. So my goal would obviously one day want to be on the Olympic team and get to that level. But right now, I can't give you any like certainty I'll be playing for the national team. Yeah. So I even played in the G League as well, and I'll say for that league, it's the most difficult league, I'd say, in the world. And I say that only because you could be a starter one night, and if they choose to bring an NBA guy down to get their reps in, you automatically get moved down. So every game, you have a different roster, different role. The style of play is way different. Development's kind of more important than winning. So I'd say G League's definitely been the toughest for me. I would say in terms of Germany and France, France for sure athleticism and their bigs, the length is way different. And I'd say Germany is very similar to Poland in terms of every team could beat every team. You guys saw last week GTK, they had a great game against us and they beat us, but I think that also shows the strength of this league as well, where there is no easy round you can play. And Germany was very similar to that as well, I think. So yeah, EuroCup for me was huge because when coach told me about the opportunity that this team was going to play in EuroCup, it really gave me a sense of motivation to try to play well in both competitions. And after the season I had in France, it was a good season, but nothing close to where I thought I was going to be. Playing on this competition really gave me that spark over the summer and trying to play well. So I believe in EuroCup, Champions League, if you can play in any of those competitions and just get your eyes out to other teams from other countries, it can only help you. And I was really fortunate to have a few good games against some teams, and I really think I helped myself rather than hurt myself playing in that competition. I'm sure you guys know the history of Polish teams playing in the EuroCup hasn't been amazing. So for us, it was almost like, let's just get one more win than Sopot last year, and we'll call it a success. And then we get 3 wins, 4 wins, 5 wins, and you want to win every game. And we were close in a lot of games. But when you look also with the history of Polish teams in this competition, in a way, it was a moral success where we had 5 wins, which was probably 3 or 4 wins more than what people had expected from us. So in that sense, I was really proud. But as a competitor, and you feel like you're actually competing in these games and not just being outscored by 30 points by the other team, I wish we could have got a couple more, but I was really proud of what we had, and we have a really young team. So the fact that we could pull out some wins like that was really good for us. A couple guys in particular would definitely be Kuba Ubaniak for us, and then also the last month and a half, I'd say, of the season has been Błażej Czerniewicz. I can't say his last name properly, but he's been amazing for us. And just to see these guys go through the ups and downs of the season, but staying consistent, confident, you can really see the growth, and it's been great to see. I want to be careful because the easiest answer to give is, oh, we can win it all. But I'm very big on trying to stay present in the moment and taking every game, every day as itself and not thinking too far ahead. So right now our focus is trying to win this Polish Cup. If we win or if we lose, it's still not going to take us away from the goal of trying to win it all in the Polish league. But I think you guys have seen we lost our first 2 games in the league, and we played amazing basketball since then. So I feel like we're only getting better as a team. So I'd hope that we can carry that momentum into the playoffs. A couple of my teammates have told me that there's a Polish Cup curse. So the team that wins Polish Cup or something doesn't win the league. So if our main goal is to win the league, it would be great to change that curse and win both, but our goal is to win it all and see what happens after.